She didn't scream. She didn't run. She didn't know she was already being watched. In the final 24 hours of her life, she was captured on camera again and again and again. Walking, waiting, smiling. What no one noticed at the time was the figure that kept appearing behind her. Always just out of focus, always just out of frame. By the time investigators realized the cameras weren't just recording her life, they were recording her disappearance. And the most terrifying part? The cameras never caught the moment she vanished. She didn't know this was the last day of her life. She woke up thinking about normal things. Work, errands, messages she still hadn't replied to. She had no idea that every step she took that day was already counting down. And by the time anyone realized she was in danger, it was already too late. The morning begins quietly. Too quietly. At 7:12 a.m., a small convenience store camera captures her walking inside. The footage is clear, bright, ordinary. She stands in line, buys a bottle of water, a small snack she probably won't even finish. She smiles. That smile would later break the hearts of investigators, because nothing about her expression suggests fear. Nothing suggests she knows what's coming. This is the last time she is ever seen behaving like everything is normal. At 1:43 p.m., another camera catches her walking down a residential street. A street people describe as safe. A street with children, gardens, neighbors who wave but don't really look. She checks her phone, slows down, then quickens her pace slightly. Behind her, barely noticeable, is another figure. Not close enough to raise alarms. Not far enough to be coincidence. At first glance it looks like nothing. Later, investigators will realize this moment matters more than anyone understood. By evening, the day is almost over. At 7:56 p.m., the camera inside her apartment building records her entering the lobby. She looks tired now, her shoulders slightly slumped, the way people look when they're ready to be home. She presses the elevator button, waits, steps inside. The doors close. This single clip becomes the most replayed piece of footage in the entire investigation, because she is never seen again. The elevator never captures her exiting. No hallway camera records her returning. It's as if she vanishes inside her own building. 8 hours remaining. Her phone goes silent. No messages. No calls. No social media activity. First, no one worries, because silence doesn't scream danger. It whispers. And whispers are easy to ignore. At 3:18 a.m., a camera across the street captures movement. A person exits her apartment building through a side door. One rarely used. They're carrying something. Large. Unnatural in shape. The footage is grainy. The face obscured. But the timing freezes investigators in place, because this moment aligns almost perfectly with the last known signal from her phone. This isn't random. This is a window. And whatever happened already happened. Morning comes. She doesn't show up for work. She doesn't answer calls. Her family feels it before they can explain it. That sinking feeling deep in the chest. She's reported missing. Police begin asking routine questions. But everything changes when they pull the CCTV. When investigators sync the footage, the truth begins to emerge. The same figure appears. Near the store. Along her walking route. Close to her building, leaving in the early hours of the morning. This wasn't chance. This was pattern. Someone knew her routine, or studied it. Someone waited. Authorities believe she never safely made it home. Something happened inside the building, or just beyond the camera's reach. Whether it was someone she trusted, or someone she never noticed, that question remains unanswered. Some evidence suggests planning. Other details suggest opportunity. And some parts of the timeline still don't make sense. This case isn't terrifying because of violence caught on camera. It's terrifying because of what isn't caught. The moments between the frames. The seconds no one sees. The idea that someone can live their entire last day under surveillance and still disappear. Her last 24 hours weren't dramatic. They were quiet, routine, forgettable, until they weren't. The cameras didn't save her. They only showed us how fragile safety really is, how quickly ordinary life can turn into silence, and how sometimes the last thing the world ever knows about you is a closed elevator door.